Kari Lake joins us right now. She is a Republican candidate for United States Senator in Arizona. And I'm sorry to go back over it, but it's really one of my favorite moments of all time. 2 years. In your wildest dreams, when you went home that night after talking to Donald Trump, did you think what would happen could happen?
Nobody could have ever told me that, and I would have never believed you if you did tell me. I mean, to think that I'm standing there as a journalist, you know, it's always a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to interview a sitting president. If you would have sat me down and said, you are going to be, in a couple of years, running for office in the middle of the political world, and the president you just endorsed, or that you just spoke to tonight and interviewed will have endorsed you and be supporting your candidacy, I would have just said you're absolutely crazy. But God works in amazing ways, and here we are, citizen politicians stepping forward. And I think I'm going to be right on that prediction, by the way, Greg, because I just got some new polling out of Arizona. Just a few days ago, President Trump was up 5 points. He is now up 6 points over Joe Biden in Arizona. The momentum is going in his direction, in our direction, as Americans look at the landscape and say, we can't afford living in Joe Biden's world anymore. We miss the policies of President Trump.
I totally get that. And I do feel like America one day that he will be one of the most popular Americans ever. He already is, but a real unifying force. I still think it can happen. Look, they're coming after you hard. They're throwing everything they can at you. And a lot of it is nonsense. It's all nonsense. Yep. How are you holding up, and why? What is it about you that gets under their skin so much? I'm talking about the radical left and the establishment.
I'm holding up okay. I mean, it's not easy. It's not necessarily fun to be attacked every day. But I realize when you're being attacked, look at like President Trump. He's been attacked for 8 years. They're so worried about outsiders, about real people stepping forward and jumping in the political arena. They have to fight back. And so when I realized that, and I realize that when they're fighting back and throwing such nonsense out there, it means they're afraid. They're afraid of President Trump getting into office, me getting into the Senate, and helping to turn things around. We have a ton of problems facing us, and the media has to throw mud because they can't talk about the real issues, or it will expose the Democrats that they support. If they're not talking about the crazy, stupid stuff, they're going to be having to talk about the wide open border. They're going to have to talk about the fact that just today, new numbers came out that it cost $26,000 more for a family to get by under Joe Biden since he stepped into office. And guess what? In Arizona, it's even higher. The cost of living in Arizona for each family since Joe Biden took office has increased $30,000. So they can't talk about the real issues because then the candidates the media support will never win. And so they like to talk about things to distract us, and we just have to stay focused on what's really important, helping to right the ship, get America back on track. And with our common sense America First policies, we can do that. And frankly, we can do it quite handily and I think quite quickly as well.
KariLake.com if you want to help, KariLake.com. It is interesting. You know, I've watched your campaigns pretty closely, and they paint you as this far-right person, but the stuff that you say is like centrist and common sense, really? And it never would have caught anybody's attention 20 years ago. I mean, the country is insane. The sexualization of children. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that a fair? You're not crazy.
No, well, I mean, they have to paint people that they're afraid of that way because they don't know what else to do with me. Every time I speak, you know, a lot of these outlets won't have me on anymore because I don't stand and sit there and accept their narrative that they're pushing in their line of questioning. The matter of the fact is America First policies are for everyone. Democrats, independents, and Republicans alike, all of them want to have a secure border. All of them want to have safe streets. They want to fully fund the police so that when they go out for an evening walk or go through the park, they're safe. They want to have a strong economy. If you have children, you want to make sure they're going to school and getting a proper education and maybe learning a few skills so they can get out and have access to some of the good jobs out there. And a growing number of Americans, even Democrats, want to see the people who've invaded our country be sent back to their homeland. And that's why I appreciate and support President Trump for taking the stand of saying to protect our homeland, we're going to have to send these people back to their homeland in the biggest repatriation operation ever seen in America. And so common sense policies, we will get back on track. There's a lot to worry about in the world right now, but once we make the big vote in November, on November 5th, and vote to bring back America First policies, I think we can turn things around rather quickly.